What's up, everybody? Ethereum ETF coming live Tuesday, this coming a week from today. We got some incredible signals going on in the chart. We've got a little bit of caution that we got to talk about, but I've got some absolute gems of some charts to show you, and also some setups happening in the altcoin market that I think is going to absolutely melt faces for those people that are prepared. If you're ready to get this going, drop a 1 in chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Look down below. Does it say subscribed? Does it say notifications turned on? Let's get this going. We're about to dive in. We're about to be talking about what's going on in these markets. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? How you doing? We got to jump right on into the charts today and look at this macro, absolute beautiful setup to the upside. But what have we been doing? We've been chopping a little bit sideways in here, but let's get down to a little bit smaller time frame and look at this. I mean, look at what we're seeing here. Higher low with actually an increased bit of momentum. We don't even have to look at the indicators to see this. We just see, look, very slightly higher low, much higher angle of attack here. And then what is the follow through here? We have a higher high on the small time range, but now we actually broke beyond not only these lows, this zone that we have marked out in here, but also this right here. We are in the moment right now deciding what's going to be happening throughout the rest of this month. We've got some pivotal things that we've got to talk about. We're going to be breaking down what's going on with Mt. Gox, why it's not what you think. We got the ETH ETF around the corner. We've got some incredible statements from Larry Fink. We have some chart setups. We have so much TA to do on the altcoin market as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and making sure every single one of you are in the know. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, you ding the bell. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. Drop a 1 in chat right now. If all the audio, visual, everything's working. I don't know what was going on yesterday, but let's talk about it. We've got some things that we got to cover. So let's dive in right now. Looking at what we're seeing right here in the market, we're back up. Yes, holding above that $2.3 trillion mark. Bitcoin's in that 64.5 range. I do think we have an opportunity to pull back, but it will absolutely, I think this time, be a bullish pullback. Ethereum's hovering in that zone that we've been talking about for, a couple weeks, that $3,500 zone, which is going to be the gateway to the upside. If we can clear that $3,500 zone with volume and authority. Remember, we've got that ETH ETF right around the corner. BNB still sitting here in that 575 range. Solana back over 150, almost 160, is up in the 180s, 190s. Are we going to be breaking out? We're going to be talking about that. Cardano sitting here at a beautiful 444. Is this sort of a magic number going on? Avalanche, $28. Polkadot sitting here at 645. Chainlink, 4. We're seeing bullishness. We can just look across onto the right side of this chart right here, and we can see everything is sloping to the upside. This is just looking beautiful. Now, Render is looking a little bit sideways, up, back down, coming back to equilibrium, and a slight move back to the upside. But all in all, we're seeing some beautiful movement in the markets. So let's dive in. Do you guys want to talk about what's going on in this market? Do you want to see what charts I'm looking at? Do you want to see how I'm getting prepared? Before we dive into that, I do want to say shout out to our channel partners, CoinW. If you haven't seen yet, make sure you go down below. That's also in the pinned comments, very top of the live chat. But if you go into the video down below, where you can see right in here, I just want to call this out. You see right here where you have all this information, click more, join with this link right here. It's always good to have multiple different exchanges you're using, or there's also going to be some special benefits for those of you that do sign up through this BitLab Academy link. It's no KYC. You don't need VPN. You don't need anything. It's free to sign up wherever you're at. But by signing up with this, you have up to a $30,500 bonus possibility that you could get depending on your activity on there and what you're actually moving into your account there. But also, if you deposit a minimum of $100, you're going to have access to some live trading sessions that we're going to be doing. That's all. It doesn't cost any other money. It's your money. You keep it. But basically, you got to get some money in that account so that you can actually trade with us in there. So I just want to shout that out. Shout out to CoinW for this excellent partnership. Now, getting back over to what we want to talk about, let's talk about this right here. We talked about this last week. In fact, I talk about it every time the fear and greed drops. When this gets down to this extreme fear, I don't see extreme fear. I say, oh, we're getting into the opportunity zone. And we can see this clearly on this chart. Shout out Ryan Oligny in here for calling this out before the show. I didn't even think to bring it up. So thank you, sir. I appreciate you. But when we're looking at what's going on here, see all these blue bars. When you see these high, this means the fear and greed is high. When you see this drop down, this means the fear and greed came down quite low. Now, if you move the mouse here, you can see right in here, this is where the fear, extreme fear came in, and look at what happened right after. Boom, up. Okay, now this gets down. We're getting an opportunity zone. Not quite. Now, look at this. Cuts right. Look at this quick drop. Fear, boom. The market starts to resolve to the upside and then really pushes up. Comes down. Now, this didn't get all the way deep in here, but we were at very extreme greed zones. But we see this very sharp drop off, and then what do we get? Boom, the move to the upside. Now we're getting a little chop here as this has been consolidating. Question is, everybody's asking, is this consolidation for move to the upside, or is this consolidation for a distribution setting up for a move to the downside? Well, understanding where we are at in the market cycle is pivotal. And understanding what you should be doing and what type of fears you should be paying attention to, what type of greed you should be paying attention to. I am greedy to stack right now. So I'm not tuning into this emotional fear and greed. I'm paying attention to this emotional fear and greed other people are exhibiting in this space. So when I see the markets consolidating at a previous all-time high, if we come back over to this chart right here, let's go to the daily chart. We can see this. I shared this on the Discover Crypto show. Let's go to the 3-day chart. Previous all-time high right here. Boom. Consolidating right in the zone. Then launch. Previous all-time highs. We had 2 last cycle. Consolidating at this. This is set up for a massive move to the upside. If we do get a washout to the downside, will it be frustrating? Yes, because we all want it to go up. But I am prepared if it goes down. And as Ryan Oligny says, he says, preach, Kelly. Well, you know what? I'm not going to preach. I'm just going to share the data points I'm seeing because we are consolidating in this zone. And what we're really seeing, what do you notice? Parallel channel to the downside. We could actually even angle this a little bit further to the downside like this and see that the price action, even if we had it how we just had it there, either way, the price action is pushing back up above this median line, showing that we're getting back into bull control territory in this region that we're in. So let's get back through and notice that this fear right here was actually an opportunity. When everybody else is scared, that's when you act in this market. Boom right here. And then look, we get the launch to the upside. Now, what are we talking about? Why is there fear? Is there cause for more fear moving forward into what's happening in the near term, in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, in the next month into the election cycle down, coming to fruition in November? Well, we got a lot of things to talk about today because we got that ETH ETF. 3 of the Ethereum ETF issuers apparently got that approval, got the nod to start trading next Tuesday, 7 days from today. We have to pay attention to this because when we had the Bitcoin Spot ETF approval, we saw a run up into the approval and immediate sell-off. What are we talking about? If we measure this back out, what date is this? If you look, you can't see it on your chart but this is January 10th. This is January, let's go to the daily. January 10th right here, boom. January 10th. January 11th, we had a slight impulse up right here, but then we had that market sell-off, which took roughly, let's go ahead and click the shift bar. There we go. This was to the bottom, 12 days sell-off post ETH, Bitcoin Spot approval. So when we're looking at ETH, we have to realize, yes, this is very bullish. We had this macro, rising, broadening wedge, which suggested a breakdown. What we got the breakdown. Now this is pushed back up into the zone. I have a little bit of a contentious sort of framework as to how I think this is going to play out, because I'm not sure if we're going to get a massive sell-off because of everything that is basically stacking up in favor of the bulls in the crypto cycle right now. Does this mean that maybe the washout is maybe some sideways action? Maybe we do get a little bit of an impulse down here to the 3270, 3300 zone. Does this, I mean, we could theoretically, realistically come down and even test back into these lows. But where we're at in the market cycle and the excitement and everybody's ready and the capital flip there, I got some charts I got to show you, but we have to pay attention to, just because we got the nod that some of these ETH spot ETFs are going to get approved doesn't mean it's up and away. It's very likely we get a little bit of sideways price action. Here, but things are looking good. As it stands now, this trend line that comes all the way back here to October 2023, we see the price action on Ethereum has had the washout, had the breakdown of this rising broadening wedge that signaled we would likely get some washout to the downside. We got it. But now we get this I won't even call it speculative, this retrace back, this V-shaped recovery back into the zone under this level that we've already had marked out since all the way back here in May. It's pushing back up into this. Will we get the sell-off from the ETH spot ETF approval? We don't know. All we know right now is that we have a date, but we also have some extreme bullishness in the market right now. So that sell-off, as I said, maybe more of a consolidation sideways than an actual breakdown in the market because of the bullish appetite. If you can get behind that, if you just rolled in here, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We got 202 people in here. Only 20 of you like this crypto content. Let YouTube know you like this crypto content. Doesn't do anything for my ego. It lets YouTube know to push this out to more people so we can give them these balanced views, give them these breakdowns of the markets, give them these positive tools, resources, community. That's what this is about. So I want each and every one of you, if you just tuned in or if you've been watching, I want you to look down below this video right now. When you're looking at this video, when you zoom down, make sure it says subscribed. Make sure you click on this little thing and click all and join us here in the Academy. And again, I just want to shout out our channel sponsors, our channel partner, CoinW. We are doing a basically free trading sessions, live sessions, showing setups, actually trading with you, breaking things down, keeping you, especially as this bull trend is about to kick off. All you got to do is come right down here. It is pinned in the live chat there on the right. But use that link, sign up, deposit $100 of your own money that you keep. I don't get it. It's just so you can trade with us. Utilize that link right there. It's always good to have multiple different exchanges to make sure you are protecting yourself. So again, the fear and greed came down, reset, boom, gave us this opportunity, price action up. We just got the same thing again. Everybody's fearful, great opportunity up. So we got the ETH spot ETF approval. We got Mt. Gox is selling. Oh my God, I'm such a scared baby. I am not going to succumb to the FUD narratives that the mainstream media or even the crypto media or even the big players in the space are pushing, because we just saw billions of dollars dropped on the market from the German government. Bitcoin price held realistically incredibly well, because coming back to this chart, if we look at this, yes, we had a bit of a sell-off, but really, did we? All it looks like it's done is the price has just been consolidating in a range. If you consider this range without knowing the German government dropped $3 billion, then you wouldn't even know anything happened. You'd say, oh, price is just oscillating between these levels. If we come into this chart right here, I show this a little bit differently on this chart, which is sort of falling, descending, broadening wedge, which is actually a bullish pattern. So considering that we have the Mt. Gox, oh, they're preparing to sell. Well, consider the people that are holding. The people that got into Bitcoin 10 years ago is a different character in this market than the German government that's just trying to get rid of confiscated Bitcoin. If that didn't impact price, and we have, yes, billions of dollars getting moved to redeploy out into the space, I don't think we're going to get 100% sales. We'll probably get somewhere between, conservatively 15 to 20%, and on a high side, maybe 45%. But it's going to be scaled out. It's going to take some time to do that. anyway. And there's a rotation of capital going on right now of an appetite of people buying. And because we see, here's a chart showing it. The Bitcoin market recovery absorbed over 48,000 Bitcoin in sell-side pressure from the German government. With Mt. Gox distributions also on the rising, we examine the major sell-side forces as well. Essentially, this is the main point. We absorbed this sell pressure. We're seeing an enormous amount of buy-side pressure from ETFs. We're seeing, I'll just go through it. I got the charts to show you. We also just got a very pro-Bitcoin VP, which is going to help educate and keep not only Trump on the right pace with the right type of regulations. His wife was, on the council for Coinbase. She was a lawyer working for Coinbase, fighting the SEC. Now, of course, she's going to have to resign that role. I think she already has, but she understands the players. She understands the dynamic. She understands the overreach by the SEC. This is incredibly positive. And in addition to all this, listen to what he said. We don't have to watch the whole thing, about the first 20 seconds. This is positive. If you like Gary Gensler, throw a 1 in chat. If you don't like Gary Gensler, throw a, I don't even know, throw a thumbs down in chat, because this is what JD Vance thinks of Gary Gensler. Oh, hold on. Always an issue there. Here we go. I can't tell if it's working. Essentially what he says, it's not showing me that the audio is coming up there. What he said is there's a candidate for worst person. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but it's Gary Gensler, because of the way he's basically trying to rule by enforcement rather than actually providing meaningful regulation. This is incredible for the crypto ecosystem. And remember, yes, I want to know what's happening right now, today, in the next 5 minutes, in the next 4 hours, in the next week with the Bitcoin and crypto prices, altcoin prices. But I also want to understand, is the foundation being set for massive growth over time? And when you see somebody like Trump that's likely to win, and then now his VP pick, which is very pro-Bitcoin, this is bullish. Now we also see Dylan LeClaire. Let's actually close some of these. Makes it easier. Dylan LeClaire says, here's the TLDR. By the way, if you guys do not know what TLDR means, it means it's short for too long, didn't read. So AKA, here's the bullet pointed synopsis of something to break down. So he is Peter Thiel, one of the founders of PayPal, protege. I thought this said projectionist. Protectionists weaken U.S. dollar to re-onshore manufacturing. So basically, very economic, supporting economic-minded. Pro-Bitcoin, understands AI race, importance of open source. This is major. Against unlimited funding to Ukraine. Great. I want to support all peoples everywhere, but at the same time, we have to support people at home before we can fund every war in the world. Supports, all the things. Now, so there's some positive, some negative, some contentious thing, but this is the main thing, pro-Bitcoin. Here's his on standwithcrypto.org. You break this down, strongly supports crypto. You can see, if you can go to standwithcrypto.org, and you can type in different politicians. You can go through and see that, how the House of Representatives, how the Congress, how different political figures are aligned in support of or against crypto. And there is some bipartisan support. It's not like only Republicans like crypto. Some don't. Some Democrats are very much in support of crypto. We need to unify people and stop making this a gangland thing of, oh my God, red versus blue. No, screw all that nonsense. Let's come together. Let's reach our hand across the aisles. Let's try to educate people and ask them questions why they think stuff, We see JD Vance he's voted positively and done a lot of wonderful work. So this is bullish. Now we're getting into some TA. We're getting into some charts. We're getting into some breakdowns as to what is lining up for the market, because what do we see? More money printing kicking off. Global liquidity ticking up. This is fuel for Bitcoin. Are you prepared? So this is what we're seeing. The money printers are going to light the Bitcoin and risk assets on fire, sending them higher. And this is what we're seeing. China is back to supplying liquidity. The people, Bank of China almost always increases its balance sheet during the second half of the year. We can see this. First half of the year down, second half of the year up, sideways, up, down, a little bit down into this, but essentially resolved very up, down across, up across the entire time, down across the entire time. Look at this tick right to the upside. Now, when we see this, I had another chart there. Where did it go? Here we go. Let's go put this right over here. Boom. We can see this oscillation of the Chinese liquidity. Now, what do we see? It's a distribution top, comes down, accumulation starting to round out. This is what we want to see when we're considering bullish price action. This is incredibly bullish for the idea that Bitcoin prices are going to have the fuel to push higher. Because we can see, it's not just liquidity. We can also see Larry Fink, I call him the CEO of the world, the CEO of the largest bank asset manager in the history of the world, not bank, a money manager. Bitcoin is a hedge against debasement, meaning money printing. Bitcoin is a legit financial instrument. This is a signal. Him saying these kind of things is a signal to the mom and pops out there, the grandma, the aunts, the uncles, people that have been on the fence. All this stuff is starting to get more and more pervasively shared across not only mainstream media, but also to financial planners and asset managers and registered investment advisors. These signals, these seeds that are getting planted will start to manifest themselves into, a lot more appetite for these ETFs. Bitcoin is a flight to safety. I was wrong about Bitcoin. Admitting, hey, I was a skeptic. Now all these people that have been skeptics can say, if you thought this, I could see myself in you. And if you were able to get over it because you looked into this and you're the biggest asset manager in history, people are going to start to realize Bitcoin is something very similar to digital gold. Now, when we look at what's going on here, I just want to point something out. Look at this post. This is June 30th, 2024. All I posted was July 8th, Bitcoin, start your engines. Now let's go back to that chart I just had up. What do you see right here? This is the 38-day downtrend. Look, we got the washout right to the levels that we've been hitting targets like nobody's business. If you've been watching, if you participate in this channel, if you show up, if you live chat, if you gain anything, hit the like button for us dropping. We've been dropping the levels we've been dropping in the last year have been spot on. I'll get some things wrong, absolutely. But I will always share what my data breakdown is. I'm not just looking at price action, but look at this. July 8th, I posted this yesterday. July 8th was right here on this lowest candle. Yeah, we had a wick here, but the candle closed, the reversal, boom, July 8th up. Now, what are we doing? Well, long-term holders are saying, hey, I'm looking for higher. Money, capital is being spent into the market, being basically buying up Bitcoin supply at the price levels up here. This is akin to right here. See this little hiccup? That is this is where we're at right here. What do you see from here up? This is another massive gain that was cut short by the Chinese mining ban. So even if you extrapolate this, price structure, one could argue that it's likely we'll have more of an expansion this time, so long as we don't get a black swan. You can't plan for a black swan. You always just need a plan to manage your risk. Point being is, long-term holders, smart money, look at these massive upticks right at these zones saying, let's go higher. Now, I also shared this chart yesterday. The Bitcoin parabolic bull run, yes, we've had a large run to the upside, but the parabolic, absolute rippage to the upside hasn't even started yet. Bitcoin hit the lower targets like clockwork. It came down. Remember when the price was up here, I said, hey, we're watching down for 65, 63. What we did, we hit 65, then 63. And we already had these targets outlined, and boom, came down, push up, came down. This touched all the way down to this lower target. Now reverse to the upside. These are the gates. These are the gates. The gates to infinity. No, infinity and beyond. No, these are the gates to that next leg up. Now, this is exciting, but prices don't go up in a straight line. We want to watch for whether this breaks through and comes back or whether we kind of retrace a little bit in here. We have to pay attention to this because it's going to be very telling about what the next few weeks. We may get a little bit of chop with some of the FUD because people aren't as smart as you. They're not watching data like you are. They are trading only on their emotion, on their hopes, and on their fears. You know how many people I talk to that are in the markets? They say they trade, but they don't do technical analysis. I just trade what I feel. If you do that, you cannot make money over time. You will get wrecked because the feeling is what these markets are meant to explore, to trigger your emotions so that you will give somebody else your capital. So as this is pushed up, these are the next two targets, but I do think we're going to get some sort of little, some retracement at some point very soon, in the, maybe this week, especially considering the CME futures gap that's below us. But when we look where we're at, everybody's wondering why we haven't moved. Why haven't we moved? Well, look at this chart. I'm going to make it smaller so you can see. There we go. Look, okay, you can't see it, but this is basically the price action, this pink line right here. I'm going to move my face. When I move my face, pay attention right where this is at. The pink line is overlaid with where the last two cycles were, looking at where price action is post-halving. We are 86 days post-halving, and as you can see right here, we are basically literally just touched the point where the last two cycles sort of intersected. And, you know, we're only 86 days post-halving. Even though this is exciting, we have to be aware that there's a high likelihood that even if we push up a little bit, that we still get a little bit of a retrace because of a little bit of need of that bull crab market, meaning chopping people out a little bit sideways, maybe a slight up angle. But things are right on schedule, everybody. And how do we know that? What do we look for? We can also watch the capital flow. This is a halving. So we're going to look post-halving. We can look at this too. This is that pre-halving push run up to the upside. But what I'm watching is capital flow. This is basically this is the money flow chart looking at the macro when you have huge money flow impulses and then everybody gets scared and the money flow comes back. Well, when you're in the strong bull trend, each time this comes back and resets, and this is even pre-halving, up, resets, up, resets. Now it's post-halving, up. Each time this, look at this, massive expansion, contraction, back to zero. Expansion, contraction, back to zero. And this is just oscillating like a dolphin, just boop, 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 to the upside. What do we see right here? We got it again. This pushed up, came back, reset, up. We just reset again, and now we have the advantage of having the biggest capital channels in history. And all of them, because they have Bitcoin traded products, these ETPs, which we call Bitcoin Spot ETFs, ETP, electronically traded product, right? Everybody in traditional markets now has access as well, and institutions are aping in like nobody's business. And you're wondering, can we go higher? Absolutely, we can go higher because we can see, yes, we are at a pivotal point right now with the short-term holder cost basis. Even if we got another washout to the downside, it only makes the bullish case and the long run stronger. So let's be bullish. Let's be positive about what's going on because when we zoom into the liquidation charts, let's go ahead and put this on the 12-hour basis. We got 181 people in the room, 176. Something like it's moving around. 49 of you hitting that like button. Big love to each and every one of you showing some love to the channel. I do appreciate. We're over 54,000 members, community members here. You're not followers. We are in this together. I want you all to, the more of you succeed, the better it is for the entire, can talk to it. People are like, hey, we're looking at, I'm dropping such alpha. The market, the technology just wants to jack with me here. But look at this, pushing up into these liquidity zones. Boom, 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 boom. Now, we do have some liquidity pooling up below us, but we are in such a bullish market structure. Yeah, just had a little glitch because I touched my desk. But I just want to point out, guys, everybody that's been tuned in, the last 2 weeks, I've been talking about this crypto reversal before it's happened. I talked about some of the things going on in the Fed that's actually giving more positive impulse to the markets. We talked about the double trap, that move up that everybody's so excited about. And I told you, watch for a big move to the downside before resolving the upside. That's exactly what happened. The breakout was ready. That flood coming. We've been outlining this nonstop. Now, before we continue on any further, I do want to shout out this channel is powered by Arculus. Make sure as you are in this market, as you push forward, and you basically are trading in this market, you're investing, you're whatever you're doing with crypto, you protect your crypto, you protect your capital, you protect your future by using the best crypto cold storage solution out there, Arculus. Head to getarculus.com. Look at how cool that is. It's basically similar to a credit card, has an MPC technology, and they have patents for it. Same people that have those little chips in your cards that you tap to pay with, they have the patent for that. Never been hacked, and it's my app, not only preferred, it's my favorite crypto cold storage solution out there because it uses your biometrics, your PIN, the card itself, and your phone. If you lose any one of those things, even your mind, all you have to do is basically resync those things together, and nobody can. Just with your card, they can't hack your crypto. They need all those other things in order to access. So head over to getarculus.com and use code, as you can see right here, use code LABLAB10 for 10% off your Arculus. Now, continuing on, we got to talk about charts. We got to talk about what's going on. By the way, I love how there's a little hiccup in what goes on with the tech and like 40 people leave. I don't want you here. Anyway, if you're that fickle, get out of the stream. We're here to be a community. We're here to grow together. We're here to learn what's going on in these markets so we can dominate. Now, this is looking very bullish. We're looking here on the daily. On the daily chart, we have 8 hours left, but look at this large expansion to the upside. There's a little hesitation here. This is going to be very telling on today's close if we're basically in store, because this could potentially be a reversal candle for a potential move to retest back here in this 62.9 region, which is these highs, or even come down. And remember, we've got this very important gap that is below us. Oops, this CME futures gap that is right here, which is in the $58,000 to $60,000 range. We could get a move down here that really is that final sort of washout. Now, let's be very cognizant. Do not mess up what we're doing here. Kelly, could be one of your USB plugs or something else on your desk that might be. Well, it's a brand, literally, I just spent $6,000 on a brand new computer because I had an M1 Max Pro that was giving me a little bit of issues when I was streaming. So I got a brand new M3 Max, 64 gigabyte. I mean, it's top of the line. The only thing I didn't get was 128 gigs of RAM. I got 64 gigs of RAM. I mean, I've had it 2 weeks and but we'll let all that go. We're looking at these markets. Let's go. Looking at what's going on here. Again, look at this. If this is just the bears attempting and the bulls eat this back up and this starts having expansion through this would be ultimately the most bullish case. Now, when we're looking at the 2 hour, the 4 hour, if we zoom out on this, we do see that the momentum is starting to roll over a little bit. We see the momentum rolling over. We see the stochastics angle down. We see the RSI starting to angle down. We still have positive money flow, but there's a little bit of, this concern is evident regarding what's going on with the Mt. Gox distributions. However, as we just pointed out earlier in the stream, I think I already deleted it. The fact that the billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, 48,000 Bitcoin dropped on the market from Germany, and it didn't really have a noticeable impact on the price. What do you mean, Kelly? The price went down. But when you look at the BLX, this is the Bitcoin Liquid Index. Okay, we had a small move to the downside, basically within a pattern that was already established. If you look at it on this chart, we had a basically move from, top side of the range, bottom side of the range, top side of the range, bottom side of the range, top side of the range, bottom side of the range. No structure was broken. Now we have these levels above us that we are paying attention to, 65, and then up here at 74, with a little bit of hesitation here at 70. But things are looking excellent right now. Things are looking very good. We also see Ethereum pushing up into a known level. We got the ETH ETF likely going live Tuesday next week. We talked about those levels at the beginning of the stream. You can go back if you want to see that, because I want to talk about some other charts. TIA has been in this descending, look at this, descending broadening wedge. How many of you out there hold TIA? Let me know if you hold TIA. This has been just oscillating, boom, 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 back and forth here. Let's see, just trying to make sure I'm not missing any members chats or super chats or anything like that. But coming down, forming a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders. If you notice on this, where does the target go on this if this were to break to the upside? I'm going to be a little conservative there. This suggests testing, look, right back to where these previous range highs were. This also would indicate that this will likely push up in here and break out. These falling broadening wedges tend to resolve to the upside. So let's be aware of that. As this is sitting right now, this is looking like it's trying to get the work done, but we still have negative money flow. This is on the daily. What does it look like on the 4 hour? 4 hour money flow flip positive. Flip positive, but it's kind of having, it's kind of questionable at the moment. And we do have a little bit, of weakness in the RSI at the moment. But all in all, this is kind of looking like it's doing the work. If this does drop a little further, I'd like to see it hold at 612, 613, this sort of range here. But this, I'm leaning on the side so long as we don't get a massive crypto pullback. I'm leaning on the side of this, trying to do the work to basically break out above here, test 730, 737 range, and then work its way up here into that 888 sort of range. Now, when we look at Solana, look at this massive W formation. If we look at this on the 12-hour, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I want Solana to boom, right? Now we can see we're sitting right here at this previous range low, at these previous range highs. We're sitting right here. Money flow just flipped positive, but it's hesitating at the moment. If we can break this level, we're really wanting to see Solana push up into this 168 to 172 sort of range, which is the level that we had identified before. Because if we see this, all these lows, bounce, 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 rejection, bounce. Now this is going to be pivotal. 168 to 171 is going to be pivotal because this will be starting a break of this structure. And for whatever reason, whether you like it or not, this is why I made that move into Solana after so much hesitation, like an idiot for so long. But I'm willing to admit it. We all have our vices. We all have our biases within the market. I had a bias against Solana. But I can't fade the fact that there's so many institutions interested in what's going on with Solana. And even at ETHCC, there was so much positive discussion around what they're building into and a lot of what their mission goals are with the development within Solana moving forward. So if this does break out here, I'm looking for, basically breaking 170. I'm looking for a test at 187 and then 208 and then really off to the races. I mean, the target out of this is up here at 350, and that's only in the midterm time frame. That's not the macro target. The macro target is up in the, it's a massive target out of here. If we look at this, we can go option F from the top roughly to the bottom. 2.618, 666. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and there we go. Up here, 922, 3.618, 4.618, it's 1175. I mean, we got some bullishness coming for Solana. Link, it's kind of being held hostage here. We had that sort of wash out to the downside, reversal candles, and then this impulse back up, and we're sitting right at this line. Once this resistance trend line, once we break this, I do think that we're going to be pushing up here to $16, and then the next level is going to be up here at about 1867. So let's keep our eyes on this. This is on the 3-day. Let's get a little bit smaller time frame looking at what's going on here. Let's pull up the indicators. Okay, positive money flow. Went from purple to blue. We had the VWAP actually wash out down a little bit, but it's angled back up here. And what we're going to want to watch is where the stochastics round out. So let's get a little bit smaller time frame. Maybe it's starting to resolve. So the stochastics are trying to push back up right now. Hesitation in the RSI, indicating a little bit of that questionability, which makes sense because look, the price is hesitating at this level, but we got the W formation. Price is hesitating here. Let's watch for a little consolidation and then an attempt to break out of this. Stacks also sitting here right at this level. Basically, you can see my crosshairs coming across. Wash out to the downside. Bulls sent it right back up. If we can clear this $1.92 region, if we can clear that $1.92 region, then we're going to be looking at basically testing that $2 region and beyond. I'm on a 1 hour chart. Let me zoom out of this. We're watching this zone right here. Boom. Let me just make sure. This is what I'd see right here. So we're looking for a test up into this region, $2. Once we can, probably a slight rejection, but once we can clear this, then we're looking at back up here at 247. I'm looking at where these levels are. 247, 235 to 247 is this zone right here, which is important. Why? Because we can see rejection, rejection, bounce, 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 all within the zone. So the price action on stacks, once we clear this, is going to be a little bit of hesitation in here, maybe another retest, and then continuation. Understand that things are going to retest on the way up. If you know this right here, then you don't get scared on this move down. You can look at this as another opportunity to buy before it launches. Now, Maker also, we talked about this on the morning show. Maker's got this large, basically macro cup and handle going on. Cup and handle. Target out of this is all the way up here at the 5.618, $31,000. Now that's a lofty target. So let's know that target is there, but realize that that's, we can't just plan on that and we're going to hold out to that level. If you're trading this, if you're a very long-term investor, sure. But I would argue that you need to take profits on the way up. So if the maker price can break this level, boom, right? See this descending trend line? In fact, I would argue that we've actually already broken it. I'm just noticing this zoomed in a little bit. Watch for a little bit of a retrace down here to 2689, 2540 sort of zone. But we're really watching this, basically this $4,000 mark. That line exactly is 3964, but we're going to call this region, this 3964 up to about $4,100. A clearing of that level is a signal that the bulls are really fully in charge, and this will likely start moving up. DOT, man, this is starting to look, noticing this on this this view, we've got a pretty large falling wedge here. Look at this large falling wedge on Polkadot. And Polkadot, I was at the Decoded conference in Brussels. It was ECC and then Decoded. Decoded was all the Polkadot ecosystem. Polkadot, Centrifuge, Fala. They talked about also integrating DIA and that compute power. And it was everything you could think of within the DOT ecosystem. They're talking so much about what they're building. And I couldn't be more excited with all these DOT 2.0 evolutions, but also seeing this signal that this was going to break down, that now has formed this falling wedge and this macro bullish structure, right? So of the crypto market. And this is looking like, look at this bullish divergence here on the momentum. We're seeing this consolidating right in this range. Once this is basically let loose, we're looking at a target basically roughly, let's draw some lines here. We're looking at a target roughly about, I'm going to draw it like this. We're looking at this target here in the $710 to $720 range, maybe a little higher, $715 to $720 range. And then once that ticks out, then we're looking at this range right in here, option J, the basically 930, 940 range, and then just off to the races. Because with Polkadot, I mean, their ecosystem is so large and they're doing so much to support what's going on. This is showing me beautiful opportunity may be brewing. Yeah. By the way, I do want to shout out, if you haven't yet, make sure you head over to the BitLab Academy page. And if you did not watch this video yesterday, Hidden Crypto Gem, watch this video. This is not only a great video talking about what's going on with Constellation DAG, but it's also an absolutely excellent video with Dagnum PI here, breaking down not only what's going on in Constellation DAG, but there's so much alpha in here about smart contracts and the evolution out of smart contracts into metagraphs. Why Constellation DAG is with the foundation and the different team members they have and the different people they have networked into the different organizations that are tied in with DAG, with the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Space Force and the U.S. Air Force and Microsoft and Panasonic. The list goes on. They are set to really be delivering some absolute incredible growth in the crypto ecosystem. And from all this fundamental integrations, some really meaningful, likely explosive price action with what happens with DAG in the near future. Because when we look at DAG, look at this. I mean, this is Constellation DAG. And by the way, if you want to find DAG, this is how you find a project. Go to coinmarketcap.com. In this search thing, type in DAG or whatever coin you're looking to look at. Kelly, where do I find it? Stop asking that question. If you can't do the basic diligence, then you're not ready. You're not really prepared to invest or trade. I'm teaching you right now. Go to coinmarketcap.com or CoinGecko. Type in the asset you're looking for. When it comes up right here, see chart, markets, news about markets. What markets can I buy it in? eToro, HTX, Gate.io, KuCoin, MEXC, CoinX, and the list goes on. That's how you find out where you can buy stuff. So when we're looking at this right now, look at this opportunity, large drawdown here. And remember, their focus has been entirely on building in the background. And, they're not doing anything. Well, let's look at the data. They're using Transcom. U.S. Transcom is using them. U.S. Air Force. Panasonic just partnered with them. IBM, because they've been building in the background. Now they're starting to roll out and get a bit of an initiative to the retail audience, to enterprise. In fact, they have a hackathon going on right now that if you are a developer or no developer, get in there. This basically means to go and develop things on their chain. It doesn't mean go and try and hack them. There's a lot of things that you can participate in here, but this is also bringing awareness to the chain and developing out those retail-focused apps, because they're already tried and true, used by the Department of Defense. So let's look at this. Just to get back to previous all-time high, that's a 14x. And if this is how they got in just on speculation, this is how the price did on speculation and also the utility of some of these partnerships, think about when retail truly enters. I mean, this was going to be, let's go option F, which is a Fibonacci from the top here to the bottom. Let's look at like a 3.618 and a 5.618. 3.618 is up here at $1.60. We're at 3 cents right now. I mean, that is a 49x. I mean, and I'm not saying we're going to go there, but we've seen what's happened in the last market cycles with altcoins as this market's explode. And if you wonder what's happening with altcoins, this is the altcoin market. The altcoin market right now, the total 3, is still 80% down from the previous all-time high. So we're going to see massive gains in the altcoin market just to have this total get back to the previous all-time high. But then the expansion beyond that is, we are ready to melt faces in the very near future. So the question is right now, what are you stacking into? Is it Solana? Is it Link? Is it, DAG, Constellation DAG? Is it Maker? Is it Near? Is it Ondo Finance? Let me know in the chat what you're most excited about. Which 2 or 3 altcoins in your portfolio, and don't do meme coins. That's a whole separate type area of crypto. But in the actual utility-focused crypto market, what aspects of your altcoin folder do you think are going to absolutely rocket? Injective, look at this. Breaking down from this trend line here, doing the work to get back up into this. There's an argument to be made that maybe this gets rejected and comes back down. But if the market is ripping higher, then I'm going to see this as a bear trap, V-shaped recovery, and then an expansion back to the upside. Avalanche. We called this out before, well before it happened, and we had the target. People are like, is it really going to get to 24 when it was only, I mean, look at this. March of this year, 65. You felt like it ran away from you. Look at the price, came back down 66% opportunity to the downside. And now it's forming that W pattern. We really want to see Avalanche take out the $30 level. And then really this level right here, we really want to see it take out this $33 level. This is this extended trend line. Look at this. Rejection, bounce, 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 bounce. So we're going to want to watch what happens at this $33 level and then that expansion to the upside. Fetch, essentially artificial superintelligence. Coming down, testing a key level. Come down, testing it again, rounding out. This is that next level we're watching directly above us, $1.52. The next level up we're watching on Fetch, artificial superintelligence, is this $1.82, $1.90. Render. Man, Render's just, kind of having a little bit of a, pretty strong downtrend here, but it looks like it's found its footing, and it's knocking on heaven's door right here for that potential move to the upside. I'm a bull. I'm so excited about what's happening in this market. All of the indications from the longer midterm and the long-term time frame suggests that an incredible amount of upside is coming. I just want to shout out everybody. If you haven't yet, https://lab. If you want to learn how to read these charts, if you want to get into our community, if you want to participate in our member streams, I've got Taco coming on tomorrow to do a private member stream. You can join, and I'm asking you to ask yourself, do you want to be able to dominate this market? Head to lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. I'll show you the link. It is right here. Lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You can sign up for free. You get 15 days free access, and then it's about 35% discounted for the life of your account if you use this deal. Price action is still below this all-time high, so as long as that is, you can use this deal. After that, the deal is gone. If you signed up before that, you get to keep that a great deal. If you don't want to get in there in the Discord and sharing all the different charts and the community and everything we got in there, join us here on YouTube. There is a join link right below the video. You can join, be a member here. I think it's like $5 a month. And the member stream stuff, I do also share to the BitLab YouTube members as well. And again, I just want to remind you, head over to, the camera's all jacked up still. Head over to that link that's pinned in the live chat at the very top. Sign up for CoinW with that link. Deposit $100. We got something very special coming very soon. It's also a great way to help support the channel. And I don't take the money. It's your money. We just want to make sure you have a little bit of money in that account so that we can trade with you in some live trading sessions. That's all you got to do is join with that link in the top of the pinned comment, and you will be able to participate. I'm going to share this again right there. That's all I got. Everybody, we're going to head over to the DGen Alpha channel right now. That's all I got. Everybody, over and out. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in.